Okay, Riley, here's a piece of comic book news that recently came out for you.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, in the new Captain America movie, Iron Man's gonna be in it. What do you think of that?
Okay.
Is that a good,
It's an
Kind of sounded like you were excited about this.
Now
I don't know.
Okay, so... Alright, so the third Captain America movie is gonna be Marvel Civil War.
Right.
And if you don't know what that is, a couple of years ago, quite a number of years ago, I guess now, Marvel did this big crossover event, like they do every so often, and it was called Civil War. And basically the premise of it was, like, some C-list heroes were making a reality show and fought some C-list villains, and it ended with one of the villains, like, using his explosion powers, and he blew up, like, a small Connecticut town and killed, like, 400 people.
Right.
So that started, like, this whole thing in the Marvel Universe of, like, superheroes need to register with the government because they're dangerous, blah, 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 blah. And
Right.
so, you know, basically all the superheroes kind of divided into two sides, and Iron Man was pro-registration, and he was like, yeah, we're menaces and we should register with the government, and Captain America was like, no, because there are about 1,000,001 ways that would go wrong. And of course Captain America was right, because he's Captain America. But the thing about it was, Iron Man commits all these horrible atrocities, like he and Mr. Fantastic build this prison in a different dimension that's kind of a gulag. And
Does it have to be in a different dimension? It can't just be, like, in space or
because
something?
they're a threat and they can't be in a regular prison and blah 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 blah.
I mean, in that universe, that kind of makes sense. You can't really put these
blah blah
crazy...
blah blah blah. We're protecting people.
Yeah, I guess.
Ends justify the means, and they
Didn't
were
Justice League do the same thing?
I don't know, but anyway, they were throwing people in there without trial for not registering with the government.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah, and Iron Man kind of tried to, like, instigate this war with Atlantis to unite everybody.
Wait, hold on, go back a second. Again,
Or Iron Man.
I'm like a complete idiot with comic books here. Wait, Iron Man's leading this whole registration thing?
Yes.
Isn't he the exact opposite of that? Doesn't he hate government?
No, well, okay, so in the comics, Iron Man's always kind of been more of a right-leaning character.
Right.
Because his roots are in the 50s, in American capitalist industrialist thing, and pretty much all his biggest villains were commies. So Iron Man always kind of been one to more side with the government and, like, right traditional interests, I guess.
Right.
That's a very broad, sweeping statement, and someone will correct me.
Probably.
But
We don't get any viewers, it doesn't matter.
also, it doesn't matter because Civil War was very poorly plotted. Because one of the other big problems was across different, like, writers and different, like, books, because it was a crossover event. No one could seem to agree exactly what the Superhuman Registration Act said or
Right.
required. So in one story, it'd be like, oh, you just have to register, and, like, the government knows who you are and where you live and what your secret identity is. And then, like, the next story, or even, like, chapter of the main book, it would be, oh, you have to join our strike force for superhumans and do what we say, or we'll throw you in jail. And it was stupid. So yeah, Iron Man basically committed atrocities, and then at the end, you were supposed to think he was right,
Okay.
because Captain America was, like, fighting, and, like, innocent civilians were getting caught in the crossfire of superhuman wars, and it was like, well, you know, maybe you shouldn't commit atrocities. And also Captain America's points were all good, because it's like, oh, you know, how many times has the US government been infiltrated by the Red Skull? Twice. Mystique, a bunch of times. Doctor Doom, like, last week. The Civil War is kind of universally reviled, and people don't like it,
But then why are they making a movie out of it?
because it's an awesome idea.
It is a pretty cool idea.
Like, oh, let's make Iron Man and Captain America and all these other superheroes fight. So, but my big problem with it is kind of tied up in this really shitty crossover event that was stupid. And also, it probably won't be as effective without the whole of the Marvel universe behind it.
Right.
Because, like, the cool thing is like, Luke Cage was, like, punching up Spider-Man, and She-Hulk, like, threw a car at, like, Cloak and Dagger, and
Yeah, how are they really gonna do that? We really only have, like,
Captain America is there.
and, like, Captain America, Hulk, Iron Man,
But that's another interesting thing, is a preface to Civil War was they launched Hulk out into space.
Yeah, the Planet Hulk thing, right? I've heard about that.
Planet Hulk is cool. I really like it. And then the event after that is he comes back, and it's World War Hulk.
World War Hulk. That sounds amazing.
It was cool, but it was stupid for other reasons.
I thought they
Comic
were
books-
gonna do the Planet Hulk thing. Like, I guess it was just a rumor, probably completely unconfirmed.
Yeah.
But I guess they're just gonna do it out of order. I don't know.
I don't know, it doesn't matter. Again, adaptations don't have to adhere to the comic books.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm okay with them doing Civil War for Captain America, or something like it, something inspired by it. But I think it's super weird that they would bother to do it, especially something that's kind of not super well liked, and something that would be way cooler with a larger Marvel universe. I mean,
Yeah.
we really don't know any details yet, is the big thing.
No, that was just like a little.
Of like,
They,
oh.
they took a picture together or something, and they were like, "Oh, big news!"
I mean, that's just what I've heard, that they're doing Civil War. That might be totally untrue.
They might just be leading up to it.
Yeah. Well, my big desire before kind of like Thanos became the thing for Avengers,
Yeah.
and they kind of introduced him, was like, oh, it would be super cool if the first Avengers happened, and then like in the second one there were like more superheroes, and they kind of like started getting bigger, and then the third Avengers could be Civil War, and then they could like go totally crazy and like wreck New York.
Maybe
and,
that's how they're gonna do it.
Yeah. I mean, well, they're not.
Because I mean, the second one's Ultron.
It's Age of Ultron, and then they're pretty much just leading up to Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet for the third one.
Right. But that could be like the fourth one. And
Yeah,
the third
that-
one could be because they have a license to pretty much make as many movies as they want.
Well,
as long as people keep watching them.
As long as the actors are under contract. Like, Chris Evans isn't going to be Captain America much longer because his contract's almost up, and he's like, yeah, I don't really want to just do this for the rest of my life, which is understandable. My other big, the thing I think they should do that they almost certainly will not do is they should kill Captain America in the second Avengers.
Right.
They should just straight have Ultron like rip him in half or something really gruesome.
Damn. That's brutal.
Yeah, because it would be like oh my god, like Captain America is the kind of the leader here, and he was kind of holding the team together, and you know, then that would open it up for like Tony to be like kind of go off the rails and kind of be someone who would do the shit he did in Civil War, and it would kind of be like, oh well, now like Black Widow has no reason to stick around, and
Right.
Black Widow's not around, Hawkeye's not around, and Hulk is kind of just probably going to follow Tony around. And then, I mean, it's comic book logic, so if they really want to, they could revive him, but that would be cheap, so I would. And they're not going to do it. They're not
Revive
gonna,
him as a new actor.
Yeah. They're not going to kill.
Doctor Who style.
Yeah. They're not going to kill Captain America, because that would be ballsy. And studio executives just want safe.
Yeah, I mean,
It would be awesome, but they're not going to do
I
it.
feel like Marvel might do that.
Yeah.
Like, they've been a bit more ballsy than you'd think they would be. Like, a lot of their movies have followed pretty safe guidelines, but then there was Guardians. That was pretty interesting.
Well, my big thing about the Avengers movies and the Marvel movies is the big idea was like super ballsy of like, oh, who's gonna want to see Avengers and like have to sit through like Thor and 2 Iron Mans and Incredible Hulk and Captain America? 'Cause
Yeah, it's a lot leading up to it.
that's like 5 movies and like 4 really different genres of movie.
Yeah.
But then like it worked. It made money. It made tons of money. It made like more money than anyone knew existed in all the world.
I don't think it made that much.
It made a lot of money,
But it did make a lot, yeah.
But the movies themselves are still pretty safe. Like they're all pretty like, oh, good-looking white guy saves the world.
I mean, yeah.
And, like
They
I love,
follow a formula.
like I love First Avenger. I love Captain America. I love Winter Soldier. I love the second Captain America. But they are kind of just action movies at their core.
Yeah.
They are built on this action movie plot, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, you know, English Class 101. There are like 7. There are only 7 plots in all the world, and they're just retold again and again. That's fine. But like at their base level, they don't really do a lot different. They do a lot different for like what you would expect from a comic book movie,
Yeah,
but not from just a movie. That's why they make money, is because they have that universal appeal.
that's true, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, alright.
that's what I have to say about that.
So, yeah. Captain America, Iron Man.
Maybe they'll murder Captain America. Probably not. I'll still go see it. They know that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see it.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.